After thinking about the arrival of death, Alice suddenly became resolute and bravely stepped out of her house, handing the death note to Fanny and exclaiming, "Step back. Get ready for a spectacular show." Unexpectedly, a wind dart flew over and pierced Alice's mouth, sending her to meet death on the spot. At the funeral, Fanny regretted not listening to her uncle's advice. "If I hadn't gone, this awful event might not have happened," Fanny recalled Alice's last words, which sounded like a dramatic dialogue. She said that death was to unite our family. What a crazy reason. Uncle could only respond with silence. That day, Alice's family gathered, including Linda, absent for years. Yet Fanny, resentful of her mother's abandonment, left the sorrowful scene. To celebrate Linda's return, Uncle held a lively party, yet everyone ignored Alice's last words, a real highlight. Relying on instinct, they didn't realize Death's silent approach. Uncle's youngest, Bobby, busy in the ice storage, smashed the glass. Broken glass everywhere. Julie glared at him angrily. Bobby cleaned up, but didn't notice glass in ice storage. Ice blocks filled various glass cups, mixed with a piece of broken glass. Everyone cheered, welcoming Linda back. Julie had just taken a small sip of her drink when she almost choked. Upon closer inspection, it turns out that the drink she consumed was somewhat suspicious. She casually dumped her drink into a flower bed as Fanny seriously flipped through the death note, its first page stamped with that ear seal. It documented all possible misfortunes, weighing Fanny down. The wind chimes outside agitated her like death's call. Suddenly, a family photo fell from the shelf, glass lined towards Fanny. Seeing it, she felt like she was on a rocket, rushing to her uncle's house. The phone was dead, road signs warned. Fanny arrived at her uncle's. Disaster struck. Marty placed the drink on the chair armrest. Uncle greeted Fanny, causing Bobby to fall into a dream bed. The three came and got startled and bumped, triggering a chain of coincidences. Uncle stepped on glass as he walked, startling him into retreat. Unexpectedly activated, the lawnmower shredded him. The family fell into grief again. Fanny grew more suspicious, but others deemed it an accident. Fanny organized the events from the notebook and told everyone, "See, death has a killer sequence. It started with Uncle's family. Then it's Fanny's turn. Marty and Aunt are exempt as they are not part of Alice's bloodline. Now Uncle's eldest son, Eric, is the biggest target." However, others thought Fanny was genuinely hallucinating and began to leave, while Eric made his way to his spot. The fan hit a chain, snagging Eric's nose ring, spilling alcohol, and spinning non-stop. The chain slowly coiled in, and Eric helplessly couldn't remove the nose ring, so he had to tiptoe higher and higher. Accidentally touching the lamp, it fell, spilling alcohol, putting Eric in greater danger. He desperately tried to escape, but it worsened. At a crucial moment, he removed the nose chain, but fell on alcohol, causing an explosion. Fanny worried about Eric. Not hearing from him all night, she went searching with her brother and almost had an accident. But Eric was fine. He escaped by removing his burning jacket. This convinced Fanny more that death was chasing them, while Eric remained skeptical. Fanny decided to protect Eric, using notes to rule out nearby chain reactions, like a sickle falling from a tree. At that moment, they met jogging Julia as a garbage truck passed. Fanny warned Eric to stay away, but he insisted on provoking it. Julie ignored the trivia, put on headphones to run, but accidentally ended up in a garbage truck. Her sisters chased the garbage truck, but the driver, in headphones, didn't notice. Fanny quickly climbed on to pull Julia out. Just as she grabbed Julia's hand, she was crushed alive by the compactor. The remaining family finally realized that death was indeed. At that moment, Aunt revealed the shocking truth. Eric was not Uncle's biological son, but the product of her affair. Perhaps that's why he escaped once, but now the one in danger should be little Bobby. Fanny mentioned George from the notebook. Linda knew him. They rushed to the hospital and found he was the singer's son. He had survived the disaster at the patio restaurant as a child. George told everyone that there were two ways to defeat death. One was to kill for life, or to be reborn after death. He also mentioned he was the last person to die according to Alice's premonition. Oh, that sounds terrifying, but what's truly terrifying is don't mess too much with Death's plan, or it might make things worse. He advised everyone that the most important thing now was to enjoy the remaining good times. After that, he left, and Eric thought, since I could save Bobby, it might not be a bad idea. Let Bobby eat snacks containing peanuts and let his allergy reaction bring him close to death, but the doctor can save him. They bought peanuts from the snack cabinet, but they got stuck. Furious, Eric smashed the glass to get them out. The two of them decided to simply lift the entire snack cabinet, eventually retrieving the peanuts amid all the suspense. Next, they entered the adjacent room, accidentally activating the MRI. The huge force caused bruising. Eric's chamber was severely crushed. The wheelchair behind him was sucked away by the powerful vacuum, and Eric was brutally forced into the MRI machine. Bobby, who had eaten the peanuts, couldn't help. He tried to grab the antidote from Eric, but the doctor outside, noticing something was off, opened the door, triggering Death's mechanism. The vending machine spring pierced Bobby's head in a burst. Fanny, Linda, and Charlie huddled, powerless against death. They decided to risk it like Alice and drove to a mountain cabin, missing the dropped coin from the notebook on the way out. An old man picked up the coin, and the cabin in the deep mountains felt eerie, as if it had signed a contract with death long ago. Fanny slammed the gas pedal, zooming in as if she were going to take down a monster. Asterisk, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more thrilling, daring stories. Asterisk asterisk.